Hey everyone, is anyone there?
Hey mom friends, how are you? I am the infamous Rayanne, the one that's not been in any videos, no voice.
And here is my face, not just my hands. Let's see. We'll wait a couple seconds, see if anybody else comes on. If you come on, let us know. You can hear us.
Yeah, if we need to talk louder.
There we go. Hey Christy, how are you? Can you hear us? Great.
Yay!
Everybody be patient with us. This is our first live.
Yes, for sure.
Hey Trish, how are you? And Lillian and Jessica. Oh, Lillian, we're going to talk about loops today.
And I would say hi too, but I can't see all the names. So Sabrina's reading it. So that's my eyes. I didn't get my readers out for that. So
we thought what we do is just kind of tell you guys how we kind of started a little bit, just because everybody always likes to know that. And some people want to know kind of how we work together. And then we had a couple people submit some questions. So yes, Trish, you see faces, not just my fingers. So how long have we been making mums?
It's about 10 years now. 10 years. That's a long time.
Yeah.
You know, the typical thing, you start making them for your kiddos. And then I kind of started making them, you know, for friends and former students I knew, and then helped Sabrina with her daughters and made my daughters. And so it just kind of evolved into something a lot more than I thought it could ever be, for sure. Yeah. So.
And just so everybody will know, like, we've been best friends for a long time. Yeah. It's not just a business partner. Like, we raise teenagers together and do life together and all of those kind of things. So this is going to be our 4th year with RG Mums. Yes. And the first year we started, our big school was like the 2nd week of school, right? And we got way more orders than we ever imagined we would get. And, you know, people ask me, I think somebody posted on one of the Facebook groups yesterday or today about what advice I would give. And I really would be prepared to say no. It's okay to say no when you get full, because in the long run, it will help your business. Because it also allows you to sleep a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
that first year, and know that what you produce that first year is going to look a lot different after you go a few years in, because you start to change what you know, the look of your mom and what you want. Because when we first started, we had loops for homecoming and both names and activities. And it was a lot. It was a lot of loops for.
It was. It was. And I think I've mentioned this in a couple of my videos. Keep you a notebook during mom season and take notes of things that you think would help you, or things that you think would help you be more efficient. Because I don't know, maybe everybody's better than us, but half the time we're very sleep deprived. And so you don't remember those things. But I know you've seen some of the tools that we use. And really, honestly, most of those tools came out of, okay, what could we have done to make us more efficient during the season? And Rayanne, I'm the one that tends to want to buy things, and it just appears at her doorstep. But I'm a big believer in buying things that are going to make you more efficient. I'm also a big believer in not going into debt. So just wait till the season's over, invest back in your business, maybe pick a few things and go from there. So I know that Lillian had asked about loops. Do we want to kind of show him? And that was kind of a big thing for us last year.
Yeah. We had a lot of orders, and then we had braids prepped, but we also on our mums, we call them specialty ribbons. And basically it's like a ribbon of loops, and it might have the cutout for what year they are, or what activity they're in. But then we hadn't really prepped any backer loops. And that hurt, because it takes time. We all know it takes a lot of time. And then trying to make them, look different and come up with different ideas. And when you're sleep deprived and tired, and it's hard to do that. So we were like, we've got to do something different. One of our mom friends in Mums Inc., she put videos out, or pictures out, of like how much she had prepped. And she had just like closets of backers and man, it was like, oh my gosh, we were so behind the 8 ball on that. And so we were like, okay, we're going to prepare more for next year. So it'll be this coming season. So we're working on it. And this is what our loops are. So,
I think, Lily, you had asked about layering loops, right? And I think Rayanne does the majority of our backer loops. And I think that she would agree that loops are very time consuming, right? So like this is one of our backer loops here. And so there's a number 40 ribbon that's doubled, right? We have it doubled. And then there's a 16, and then there's a 9, and then there's a 5.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the hardest part of this? It's lining everything up, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is, I don't know about you guys, you can't do a whole backer because you don't know, am I going to get a freshman? Am I going to get a sophomore? Am I going to get a junior? So I guess we can show them our little baggies.
Yeah.
So we have these little bags. They're just Ziploc bags from Amazon. And so our plan this year is, because this is so time consuming, we're prepping all of our loops ahead of time, and we're doing it based on if it was a triple, right? Because that would be the largest we would do. That would be a non-senior. And so Rayanne's going like, this is Garters, right? So this is a garter, and then she has a bigger bag for the mums, and this is a matching mum and garter. And then we can just pull this. And if we get a single mum in, then you just have extra. We've got extra loops, but we can go all the way to a 16. Lillian, did you have any other specific questions about backers? I guess one of the other things, I think I talked about it in one of our videos. I can't remember which one. Rayanne kind of, and I think this was during completely that week that we were completely sleep deprived. She thought about, we're also prepping just like solid colors.
Number 40.
And we're go ahead and stapling them together, and we're just keeping them. I'm creating them. They're not all done yet, but we're going to keep them in just like bins. And that way, because we have a lot of schools that are navy and we have a navy and silver, a navy and red, a navy and Columbia blue. Then we can just put the top maybe 2 layers on there, and it is going to make it's crazy, but it saves you time.
Yes, a ton of time.
It saves you a ton of times.
And the one that her mom, we call her mom, she does a lot of the bubble gum braids for us. And then when we were on that crunch time, we had all these senior orders, and I was like, have mom just staple a bunch of 8-inch white loops. And it was kind of like, why are we doing that? And I was like, well, because then we just take the others and put it on top of it. So it's already there, and we don't have to line it up so much. So
yeah, exactly. So it's new to us this year, but so far we're really, really liking it, because every second counts.
Yeah.
I'd say a second that we can save is a second we can sleep. And that really is our goal this year, is to sleep.
Yes.
And I think one of the things we learned too is you can prep braids, but what would happen is people would call us last minute and ask if we could do it. And I would say, well, we have the braids. And then it was like, oh, but we've still got 2 or 3 hours into that month. Yeah. So this year we really we're going to try to prep complete sets, completely blinged with those little baggies. Christy, I saw that you want to see this thing, the system behind us, and I'll show you in just a minute. Who else has come and joined us? AP Designs, and I'm so sorry I cannot remember your name. I watch your videos, and you guys should go follow her. She has some great braiding videos if you haven't watched them already. But please let me know your name, because I apologize, I forget. And Sylvia, I'm glad that you joined us too. Let me show you one of our complete sets, and then I can show you this. This is new to us this year, and we're going to see how it works a little bit.
Yeah, sleeping is definitely good for sure. I teach full time, and so there were a couple of times that in the last season that we had to make the mums, and we didn't get any sleep, or maybe like an hour's sleep, and then I got up and went and faced a classroom full of 5th graders. So that's always fun.
And then there were times that I cried during the day and said, Rayanne gets to go teach, and I still have to do mums. But this I don't. Hopefully you can kind of see it. This is our goal, to be a complete set. So this is one of our Supreme mums. So it's going to have those HTV letters that we just did that video on. And then our Supremum has a love braid, a military, and 3 other braids. And then it has 2 of what we call specialty. Like if Rayanne was talking about specialty, it would look kind of like this.
Oh yeah, that looks more. It's got some other.
Yeah,
so we took part of it. So I'm always bad about making the victory a little too long. So instead of cutting it off and wasting it, we just cut it off and we put it on as one of our specialties. And then we add some triangle folds in there.
But that's those loop bags that I was telling you about, and we keep them on these little shower hooks, and they're really inexpensive. One of our mom friends told us about it. And then what I did is I just bought these Avery reinforcement labels because, I mean, when you start putting these in, these bags get heavy, and I'm hoping this will help. I mean, we've used several of these bags for several seasons, but we're this year, unless we have something to this level, we're not taking a last minute order. Like this is it. And then we can take this and turn it into a freshman, sophomore, or junior. And then we didn't have any issues with pre-blinging. And of course, everybody's business is different, right? The volume that you do is different, all of that stuff. But that is kind of our goal this year, because we had a bunch of partially done and that still kept us up at night. Yes. And so our real goal is to sleep. That's just going to be the theme of this year. Our goal is to sleep. Still, you stayed up all morning and then you had it. I don't know how Rayanne goes and is around little kids after she hasn't slept, but you can't, Chrissy, you can't find the fonts in Creative Fabrica. Did you look in the description? And I think the Creative Fabrica ones are in there. I put the links, but you can text me or message me and we'll figure that out. The Cricut ones, I will say, more than likely they're Cricut Access. I have Cricut Access and Creative Fabrica. It may be different for everybody, but for us, it's worth it for both of them. I pull from both of them for cutouts, for fonts, for everything all year round. Creative Fabrica is, I think, if you get their special, is usually around $47 a year. And so it's going to be cheaper than Cricut Access, which is usually, I think I pay for the premium because it's at like $120 a year, but you get 20% off product with that. And if Cricut will come back out with their silver and black glitter cardstock, which I love, it was kind of paying for itself in that 20% savings. So, yes, Amy, that's right. I knew your name. I just couldn't remember it. But yeah, Chrissy, let me know if you can't find those. So let me put this up, Rayanne, and then I guess we can show them. This was kind of my labor of love season.
This right here was not here last year. This is like, as Sabrina is very, very organized, but I also call her my friend who is super organized, the most ADD organized person I know, because her mind is going so fast and she's got all these ideas, but yet she's got organization at the forefront. And so like everything looks different in this room than it did last season. So this was her vision right here. So
yeah. And I am very much, I think you have 2 grain of thought, right? With my ADD brain, I'm very much, hey, everything needs to be hidden, or I'm never going to get anything done because I'm not going to go, oh, that would look really pretty with that. And that would look really pretty with that. So let me see if I can show you. So this is a Kallax unit from IKEA. This is IKEA wine. It's the wine insert that you put in there. And then these are fridge bins from, actually you can get them on Amazon, but since most of us are in Texas, there's plenty of Home Goods. There's probably about 10 Home Goods store visits, different stores to fill this up because Home Goods, I think they're almost half the price on Home Goods. And then I've got it covered because again, my brain just works better that way. And I just made something in Cricut Design Space and cut. And so they're called iDesign. I think if I can know how to do it, I'll put something in the description of this live, or I'll put it on the community so that you guys can see it. And then these right here, So this is actually something that my husband's pretty handy. I'm pretty lucky with that. But this is the IKEA. IKEA doesn't make a 2. They make a 3 shelves. They make a 2 and a 4. But I found these bins, and they're not full yet. I'll tell you kind of my vision on this. They're not full yet, but I liked that they were bigger and they have the divider in them. And I measured them out, and I came home and I said, oh, if there were only 3 shelves, it would match perfectly. So I had this idea that if I bought 2 and put the shelves in there, that it would be perfect. And it is perfect, but it took my husband some figuring out. So if you fall in love with this, I can send you the measurements of it. But my goal and my vision for this is that those are going to be filled with like crazy loops and solid cover number 9 and all of these. We use a lot of these numbers. These are what, 6 inches? They're just 6-inch loops. We use a lot of these. So I think you've heard me say in some of our videos, my mom helps me a lot. Like during mom season. And what would happen during mom season, I don't know if any of y'all have anybody that helps you, but she would come to help me and she would ask what she can do. And it's like, I'm in such crazy mode that I don't know what for her to do. So I'm in the process of labeling these. She's actually, as she's making them for me. But that way, when she comes in and I need help with something, well, one, we can use them and they're easy to sort and get, but she knows what she can help me with. So,
and then for me, what I found is that because my bins look a little different, I do have some IKEA storage containers like this. I need a few more to get, but I have some clear storage bins from Amazon that are, I don't know, they're yay big and they're pretty deep. And so like I have made it a point that I always have a Ziploc baggie ready to go with my stapler, my staples, and then whatever color loops I'm working on. So my daughter plays volleyball. So a lot of the volleyball moms see me, oh, you're at it stapling loops for mom season already? And I'm like, yeah, that's what we do. And so like today, we're trying to finish off some of our sets. I don't know if I get too close to the camera, sorry. So these are our specialty ribbons. So like having all these loops already done, it was so easy to just throw these specialty ribbons together, like loops galore. So for me, having a go bag, basically, of loops and ribbon and staples and stapler all ready to go, then you can just sit there and staple. Like when I'm riding in the car, it's really easy to just staple as I'm going, or if I'm sitting watching volleyball, it's really easy to staple. So that kind of helps because there's a lot of time that it's just downtime. I'm not really doing anything. Could be listening to a book and then doing my little loops. So that helps. When
you say that you kind of switched, you're doing more loops on the go instead of braiding on the go.
Yes. Because I don't know. I mean, I can braid on the go, but it's like my youngest, I love her, but she's like, oh, are you doing the braids again? I'm like, I'll just start doing the loops out in public and then I'll braid at home. So and plus the love braid is I've done the love braid before in the car and my husband's like, you're making all that braid noise, that shh. We all know that love braid can be a lot easier to do when you're standing up. At least for me, it's easier to stand up and do it. It doesn't get as knotted, but you know, all the prep that you try to do to make it easier. So
see, Christy's taking her bog bag. I keep telling Rayanne that she needs a bog bag. She's like, what is a bog bag? I'm like, you need a bog bag. So that may be something that just appears on her doorstep one day. It may be mint because, you know, I love everything mint. But so Trish, you said that they have these at Michael's. I think at Home Goods, they're like $5.99 a piece, but then if you do their little discount things, you can get them for like 10 or 20% off. So just so you know, I acquired these over like all of the off season. I would like, okay, I'm not going to buy a cup of coffee. I'm going to go buy a fridge bin. That's what kind of exciting life I live. But I would love to know if they have them at Michael's because I went, like I said, it seemed like they would carry, each of the Home Goods would carry either 4 of 9 or 9 of them, and they would restock them. I think some of these even came from Norman. My daughter went to school in Norman, and some of these came from Norman. So, oh, that's cool. You can order them in bulk and get a discount. I think these are the 4.5 by 4.5 by 14.5, if I remember right. But I have a picture of with the label. I'll put that in the community, because there's a lot of bins, but these fit perfectly. It's like they were made for those IKEA fridge bins. And yes, Amy, people threaten all the time that they would love for me to come organize their room. Rayanne will tell you that I actually get kind of geeky about it and would actually be really excited to do that.
So, why I have to show one of our finds. We went to Sale Place.
Oh yeah.
To get our wired ribbon for our get some color matching with the ribbon. And so as I'm, in the back corner, if you've ever been to Sale Place out in Balch Springs, in the back corner, they have that one area where they carry the staples and the staplers. And of course, they finally are starting to they're carrying the B8 Bostitch. Let me see that, the bigger one. But then I noticed, I'm like, wait, there are 2 boxes of staples. I guess I was living under a rock not knowing this, but Bostitch carries 2 different depths of the staples. So I don't know if you can see this. One is, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but like 1/4 of an inch. And then the other one is 3/8 of an inch. And so if I can line these up.
And those are the crown staples.
These are the ones that look like that.
Here's a larger one.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So
you can see it. The ones that have the little ridge on them.
And so, when you're making your skirt, you go through a layer of staples. And then when you add your ribbons to the skirt, it makes it thicker and it's harder to staple. But what blew me away is that how much this staple can go into the different layers of cardboard, which helps for the different layers of ribbon. It gets harder as you go. And so we were doing some testing. I don't know the best way to do it, but we showed, oh, there it is.
Here, you want me to
like
staple
4 different layers. And so like that first one is, I don't know if you can see it close enough.
Let me just
turn it around though. There you go.
I staple backwards, remember?
So like how far in those staples go blew me away. So like this one on this side over here is the 3/8 inch, and this one right here in this column, it's the same, it's the 1/4 of an inch. And it just blew me away. It's like, okay, that's kind of a game changer for getting all the layers stapled in and holding on to them. So yeah, that was one of our new finds at Sale Place. So
I'd love to know if that's just one of our finds and we just, like I said, we're under a rock and we're ordering the smaller ones or not.
Or if it's something new that Bostitch came out with, because there's a lot of things in this community of moms that like, you don't think about it. Like I didn't know this until like one of, Jessica Worley, she shared an idea of like making your heart mum and then basically folding the backer in half, and you put one loop in on one side and then you fold it and you can line it up with the other one and then it's all even. And I was like, that's genius. Like blew me away, because I was like, oh my gosh, because you're always trying to make them be perfectly aligned and you can't do it. And I'm like, wow, you just fold the backer in half and line them up. So thank you for that one, Jessica. We appreciate that.
Trish, they don't fit in the P3.
Right.
They fit in the B8. And we primarily use the P3, and I was actually using it. I do most of our skirts, but some of our moms and friends kept saying, you need the B8. And it's heavier. I think I even weighed it in that staple video. That's how type A I am. But we use this one for skirts and we use this one for everything else. So they're only going to fit in this B8. But I would say it's been a game changer for me already doing skirts, because I used to, when I used the P3, the smaller one, I would staple each ribbon twice. And now this one, I just staple it once and I feel like it's good and secure. But this is really going to help us for like our big mums because we put everything on one strip. We don't do multiple strips and put them together. This is going to get us through all of those crazy braids. And I don't know about y'all, but senior skirts, we add about twice as much ribbon than the rest of our skirts, because we made this quad one time and we put it up and we used the normal amount and you could like see through it because it was all white. So it would only be on the B8, and I'll put a link down so you can see it. What size is it that they need to?
3/8 inch.
Yeah, the 3/8 inch is going to be the bigger one. And that's thanks to Teresa at Sale Place.
Yes. She was like, oh, well, here, let me show you. Of course, we were fortunate. We went on a day that they were very slow, like nobody was in there, which was nice. Because, if you wait too long to go in there, you get really, well, I get sidetracked and overwhelmed. I'm not very good at crowded places for shopping. And then I'm like, okay, we got to leave. But it was nice because it was very slow. And we talked to her a lot about, she's like, oh, let me show you how it staples into cardboard. And I was like, okay. And then she showed me, it blew me away because I was like, that's a game changer for sure. So.
Lily and I'm sure you're probably recapping for yourself, but I'll show everybody. I'll show you with the shower hook. So I just take the shower hook, and all we literally do is just put it through, and then we just hang it on. In fact, if you want to hold this, and I'll go get one. I'll go get our thing that we can show you how many sets we can put on it.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Oh gosh, that means I have to fill our time. I can't see anything there. Those little comments are just tiny for me. So, this is the off season, right? We hear off season, but it's really prep season. Like we're prepping right now. It's not off. You're not taking a vacation. You're working and trying to get everything ready to go. So.
Oh, look, I'm going to stand and they can see that standing. I'm about as tall as Rayanne is sitting. So this is what we're putting all of our prep sets on. And this one's not complete. We've got to add all those specialty ribbons that Rayanne did. But this will actually hold 10 complete mums ready to go. Now, I will say these are cheaper, and I don't really love these clips. Like, they're not going to hold anything heavy. So we take the shower hooks and we put them on that way. And then you can keep it like this. And then we can hang it in a closet or hang it on a rack. Like our racks will come out here in probably a month. Rayanne already has one in her room, but my guest room will be filled with racks. And then for skirts, we just kind of prep skirts in various sizes. And then in the worst case, we have to make one skirt. That's better. But if you are looking for something that will really help you prep a lot but save on space, these are great little hangers. And then look, I get to go off camera. When we're like in the middle of working on a mum, I like this one because the hooks are a lot better. And that way I can take stuff on and off of a hook really easy. And so like this is a mum this is an actual order, so I won't show too much. I don't want to spoil anything if they were watching, but this is a good one. But it just costs a little bit more. So I think we each have one or two of these to use. So
it's amazing. Like if you're making mums for the fall and you're marketing yourself right now, and reaching out to your former customers, it is amazing how a lot of them are starting to bring those orders in earlier, because we know that some of the, high schools are having homecoming like in September, really early this year. And, there's always some that call the week of, oh, do y'all have any? Like, it always blows me away, but then I can understand, because if they don't know the homecoming world, the whole mum stuff, they don't get that it's custom made. Like they don't. And now, you can go down to Sale Place and grab one that they have and totally, add stuff to it and make it their own. But, it's kind of training your clients that, hey, if you put them in, sooner, you get a little special. Like this year, what do we do for added, like a premium braid?
We actually opened our orders in February this year. Lily and I can't take credit for those hangers. That actually came from another one of our mom friends when we were at our Bling conference. I was like, oh my goodness, we've got to have those. But I do like using the shower hooks with them because they would inevitably fall off. But yeah, and I think you have to look at your own business. Like when we first started, we listened to everybody else, right? And they were like, you got to cut off orders August 15th. That's just kind of what they did. But Rayanne's a teacher. And so she goes back to school. And so we actually are cutting off our custom orders either June 30th or at the very latest July 15th, because we've got to have those 2 weeks before she goes back to school. So I say that to say, listen to what everybody's doing. Take advice from everybody. but then apply it to yourself, because everybody's business is going to be a little bit different. Like a great example for us this year is our biggest school. Well, we've got like kind of 4 bigs, but one of our biggest schools. So we do a fundraiser gala for my niece that passed away, and it's always in September because she has a twin, Camden. You know what? I'll put some information out if you ever want to read it. But it's called Kaylin's Fight, and they support NICUs and basically families in the NICU, and also provide bereavement boxes and things like that. So it's always in September because it's NICU Awareness Month. And the gala this year is when the homecoming dates came out. Our 2 biggest schools are the week before and the week of that gala. And at first I kind of got panicky. And then I just said, you know what? We just have to communicate to our clients, and we just have to tell them this is the reason that we're not taking as many orders, or we're making it be early. And then I have to, this year, I think one of the things we've changed is we have over communicated to our clients. Like they're getting information every month on this is when you need to order. And I'm actually going to send that information out to them and say, this is why you need to order. It's honestly more as much for me as for them, because then when you get that last minute returning customer that you don't want to say no to, or the one that you thought didn't have a sibling and now they have a sibling, I'm going to have to say no. And then the other thing is, it doesn't matter. There's so many mom groups out there. Find your people. And it doesn't even have to be a group. It could just be people that you meet in the Facebook group that are by you. Find people that you trust, that you know make good quality moms, and refer business to them. Because that was one of the biggest things the first year we joined Moms Inc. is we said, we feel okay saying no because we can refer to people. So a little bit on my soapbox, probably a little bit, but as you get, really, it's probably one of the reasons there were several reasons we wanted to start our YouTube channel, but we felt like surely everybody else like us would love to know how to prep, and those who do different quantities of moms. So our goal this year is to help everybody maybe get some sleep. So does anybody else have any questions? Or Lily, did I answer your questions does that give you some ideas on backer loops? Unfortunately, the answer is yes. It's very time consuming to do all those layers. And so we just are doing it more in the off season. Very good. Does anybody else have any other questions or any videos or braids that you would like to see from Rayanne? Because I don't, you maybe see some braiding videos of Rayanne teaching me how to do braids, because I'm so lucky. I just go, oh, I need this braid, and it just appears. So, but the same way with HOCO loops, and we kind of divide and conquer a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
and like she had said, oh, maybe we could do the pinwheel braid tonight. But I was like, I was working on that Texas one we're doing, and your hands get tired. Like, I don't know if you're new to it, and your hands are like, you don't feel it in your hands. Eventually you will, the more you do them. Like, even for her, when she does the skirts, her hands get tired too. And so I was like, yeah, I'm not thinking I can do the pinwheel tonight, but it is coming, and I know there are others out there. And honestly, like, taking someone else's video, is amazing. And I mean, that's how I learned, is watching everyone else and seeing what they do. So, I mean, it's I don't know. I think the sharing part, and maybe it comes from teaching, like teachers share ideas, like, yes, they have teacher pay teachers where you pay for stuff, but there's also just the sharing of ideas. Like when you're in your community at work, teachers are like, oh, I tried this, I tried that. And it just, that kind of a community, to me, I see how it works. It really works. And so I feel like, us sharing ideas, us getting ideas, it's a great thing to do. So.
And I think it's great that there's multiple videos out there of the same braid, because Rayanne can watch a video once and be like, oh, okay. I sometimes have to watch like 5 different people and then rewatch it for at least the first 10 times I do the braid. So I think it's great that there's multiple things out there. Trish asked how many moms we do a year. I mean,
it varies. Last year was probably our record.
I think we did about 250 last year. But you know what? I mean, you asked me, so I'm going to tell you, but I'll also tell you, like, I almost don't like to give people that number because is it a single? Is it a huge,
Quad.
big triple quad senior mom? We actually last year were under prepped for seniors. So I would say it wasn't the quantity that killed us. It was that we had all these big, huge moms, custom colors that we had to do. And so that's one thing we've changed is after July 15th, they can't order a custom color. So we're going to prep. We're mainly silver and white, but our golden white is growing. If you've watched our videos, you know that we only like soft gold, and that's kind of what our customers like too. But so I think the first year we were in business that we said, oh, let's do this. I think we did 80 something months, and then we've kind of gone from there. But we honestly, last year probably turned away almost as many moms as we did. So I would love to know if anybody has a great idea. Like, we're trying to figure out, like, how do you schedule it? Because you can schedule a time, like we could do 3 of our single deluxes in a time that we can do 1 big, huge Texas. So we're trying to get the seniors to order more early so that the other ones can be done.
Those custom ones, because they take so much time with loops and, spacing it out right and getting the flowers attached and everything. So it's...
Yeah. And I think when we prep a lot, we're prepping for a lot of triples, like ones that are already done, triples and singles. I mean, usually people last minute will just be grateful. And then we wish that we had prepped a lot more garters, like completely done, because we turn tons of garters away. And so what we're doing this season is if they order by June 30th, we're guaranteeing that they will have a garter of the same line. Like we've learned, we had to get real specific of the same line with no added features. Like if you order a Supreme triple senior mom, then we guarantee that you can have a Supreme single standard garter. And then what we're doing is we're going to go ahead and as we get those orders in, we're going to go ahead and make the garter as if it's there. And then we tell them they have to order it at least 14 days before. But that way, if they don't use it, we're going to sell it. We know that we're going to sell it. And then it kind of allows, especially our senior girls, a lot of them want to go ahead and order their own mom. And then we do a lot of cheerleaders. And cheerleaders know they need a mom anyway. But most of the time I tell my moms and they say like, the girl's mom is going to be more than happy to be very excited to know that you already have the garter.
Yeah. Well, and that's what comes with these baggies is that we have the mom loops in them. Sorry. Yeah.
Somebody says hello to you, Rayanne. Brian.
Hey, Brian. How are you? Thank you for watching. And then these are for the garters. So we put them together so we know they're coordinating. And then it's like this time-consuming piece is done. So we can say, hey, we're good.
So Trish, are you preparing more seniors this year? Or are you just going to... We say we're going to prep all these seniors and then we're not going to get them, but we just know that seniors
you'll get seniors. You will get seniors. If you're doubting that you're going to get seniors, seniors come. They just come.
Yeah. How do we get our name out there? I mean, well, we probably, it maybe might have grown a little bit faster because there's 2 of us. So my kids graduated from 2 different schools. And so we had, but they're both local. And so we had those 2 schools. And then, I mean, Rayanne's been a teacher for very long. The hardest people to say no to is her kids that she had years and years ago that are now seniors. And they say, Mrs. Good, we really need a mom.
Yeah. That's
but I would say word of mouth. We also I had somebody ask me last week, some people we were very successful with it to the point that we're not doing it anymore, but you can do like an influencer mom. Like if we did it by like a couple of our sweet friends that have been we knew their kids when they were little bitty.
Well, because I had a senior last year, so she had a lot of friends that were seniors, and then they were seniors.
Yeah, we would make a mom for them, And like we tried to do a school that we weren't in. And so we would make a mum for them, and then they would put it out on their social media, and it would kind of grow that way. And we're lucky. We're in everybody's different. We're in the DFW area. And so we service a lot of schools. So it sounds silly, but like if there's a school that's black and royal and silver, we're going to go target that other school that's black and royal and silver, because then we can prep. So we kind of have a couple of sets. We've got black and royal and silver. We've got 2 schools that are green and black. We've got 2 schools that are navy and silver. So I would say the answer to that is it just kind of grew naturally.
And I know the first season we did like, you could have a discount if you were ordered early. And because Sabrina does all the financial component of it. Thank goodness. That got a lot of bookkeeping, like, keeping up with this and keeping up with that. And so we changed it this year. Oh, where'd it go?
Did we lose it?
I don't know.
I probably answered.
There we go.
There we are. Sorry, my phone is connected to my iPad, and apparently I should turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. We told her this is our first live, and we're newbies.
But we changed it this year to be like, you get a premium braid with your package or jazz it up with your package. So that way it was a little bit easier to prepare for. And, if I'm making a premium braid for one mom, then if I just make 2, you got the measurements, you've already got the ribbon out. So it's a little bit easier than keeping up with the financial back and forth of discounts. So
yeah. Trish says she already has 30 senior skirts. So I've got
to
get busy. We're actually picking up our big ribbon order from L&M. And so last year that was another thing, we weren't prepped as skirts. And I don't want to use it as an excuse, but it was that we didn't get our 40s, and our 16s. We just didn't have the ribbon. So this year, as soon as we get that in, this is our first prep season with our large ribbon cutter. I know a lot of people have the small one because people have asked questions, but we really love the large one because we can prep skirts. And so I'm really excited about that. I knew there was another question. There was something, Leslie, you had asked something else, and I was gonna, can I see it? Hopefully I answered everybody's question and didn't miss one, but you can always shoot me another question and go back. But yeah, I'm excited to prep skirts because what happens, I don't know if y'all have seen my ribbon drawers. We keep all our skirt ribbon, but I would go to make a skirt, and then all of a sudden we need to stop and cut. And it's funny, the things that make you really sad during the season. I was like, I'm going to stop. So, does anybody have any other questions for us? Or, do you want more cutout videos? Do you want more braiding videos? Do you want more prep videos I don't know if everybody on here is an actual homecoming business owner, or if some of you are DIY crafters. Like, I have my ADD brain. I have I could probably do a video a day for the next, 3 years, but they take a long time to do. And so I'd love to know what you'd really like to see. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So you invested in the large ribbon cutter too. We kind of invested in it mid-season. We didn't, so both of us were struggling with that number 40. Some of our mom friends can get 40 to work in this smaller ribbon cutter, but we just can't. And so we just decided, and the other thing I love about it is it cuts honeycomb, and we only put honeycomb on the back of our skirts, and we actually cut it 3 inches shorter so that it doesn't hang through. Now I know the question that I missed. Trish asked about imprint ribbon. Okay. She asked about our packages. So we're a little different. Our packages are pretty defined, and I would say this is probably the first season we haven't changed our packages pretty much stayed the same.
Well, we also, any changes we wanted to make to the package, we did it at the end of last season. So that way it was fresh on our mind. Like, we're never going to do that again with that package or whatever. But I think it helps. Like, it helps, helps you prep. And then it's definitive. Like, this is the kind of mom you want. Or, but the one thing we really wanted to make sure we kept is that, like, our traditional homecoming mom or garter was something that those the students, that if they were working a job and they wanted to buy it for their girlfriend, or she wanted to buy it for a boyfriend, they could still save up. Now, yes, it is an investment. It is money. It's costly, but it's still, we want to put out a nice product for everyone. And so the imprint ribbon comes into the Supreme, our third level of mums, and then our fourth level. And I will say, our first couple of years, we didn't have the imprint, except for from our D stashes. And
right. It's something that we've invested in. Mm-hmm. We started with the white and silver, and then we've we're lucky in that we do, because we really don't want to give the same imprint to somebody at the same school. And we're lucky that we do enough schools that we can buy one roll of imprint and maybe split it out into 5. But we have 4 packages, and and again, everybody's market is different. We're kind of unique in that we have everything. We've got, like Rayanne said, we want to have that somebody that just wants a high quality mum. Like even our traditional mums get HTV letters. They're the exact same quality. It's just the different material that you use, the amount of braids that are used. So our traditional mum is all acetate. It's no diamond dust, no anything. And we try to really work on those and be efficient in making those so that we can keep them priced as low as possible. And then especially for like garters, I mean, if you've got a guy that doesn't care about a garter, they can buy a traditional garter and it's no big deal. And then some people just like the traditional, but then our deluxe garter, our deluxe mums is our next package, and it keeps the acetate, but it adds diamond dust ribbon. So the loops are going to have diamond dust. The braids are going to have diamond dust. And then our Supreme, and I think we're a little bit different. Like some people put imprint ribbon in all their backer loops, and that's a good way to use it and make a big statement. But we just kind of make that jump, and our Supreme is where it's going to have imprint ribbon, and it's going to have it in the loops. It's going to have it in the braids. And then our Ultimate line is our biggest one. It too has imprint ribbon. The biggest difference between our Supreme and our Ultimate is it's bigger. We have all of our custom shapes are in our Ultimate line. And then, what's a little bit different about it too? They can do, like our Supreme line, they can add one custom color, but our Ultimate is where you get the ones that want to add 3 or 4 different colors together and things like that. And honestly, we won't take an Ultimate order probably after July 15th. We're going to not this year. Those products will be completely turned off. Yeah, yes. Christy, that's what the 40 does to me too. It kind of wrinkles on the end. You got it to work
on one color, and then when I tried to do it on another color, I was like, it won't work on this one, because I think on the 40s, I think there's a variance. It might be millimeters variance, but those millimeters make a huge difference going through the cutter. So
yeah, Brian said that we sent. He was talking about our mom that went to Illinois.
Yes, your favorite die cut, or your favorite cutout was on it. The little golf cart.
Oh, yes. And you know what's funny? That's one of our favorites. So my son played golf in high school, and it's funny the things I get geeky about, but this little golf cart that I triple offsetted is just the cutest thing in the world. And I get in fact, last year I took a golf that was a Supreme garter that we should not have taken, but I wanted to do another little golf one. So that's where I'm having to learn the word N-O, I'm having to say N-O. So, I didn't know you were in DFW, Amy. That's cool. We do mainly, I would say, North DFW, but we've done schools, several hours away from us. Sylvia asked how we started making mums. So we went through that kind of a little bit in the beginning. Sylvia, we've been friends together, and it just started like probably everybody else. You make it for your kids. You make 1 or 2 for kids, and then I made some for, some other friends and other former students. And then it just it snowballs, because my husband was like, well, because I think one of my first seasons of just making it for former students. So, not as a big business, but just as, I made 10. But I was like, I want to buy this one purse that I had. And, it was really silly, but I was like, I thought it was great, because I was like, oh, I bought the purse. And then it just started snowballing and getting more and more. And there's so much more to it now. One of the things we kind of recommend, if you're not doing this as a business and you're doing it for your kids as a DIYer, and
you want to get the same ribbon that, that the other kids have on their mums, finding other moms that are DIYing it for their kids and going in on ribbon together at Sale Place or at L&M or at, where's the other place? There's lots. Well, there's not a whole lot of places.
I don't know how many of y'all watched our ribbon video, and we spent a lot of time that one was kind of researched, and really and truly it came out of a couple of things. It came out of the first year we were in Mums Inc. They were doing this lion buy, and we were like, oh, we don't use that ribbon. We don't use that. And then it all ribbon came in, and we were like, oh, it's all the same. That's gold label. That's what that is. So that video kind of came from, one, I wanted to help other business owners that were like us and were clueless. But I do want to let DIY crafters know that you can go and buy those 100-yard rolls and split it with somebody and probably end up coming out less cost than going to Hobby Lobby. Or even if it's just you and you've got a freshman and you got several to make. So I hope that video helped you guys as well, but that's kind of where that one came out as well. So Amy, we're definitely going to do more prep videos because we're kind of, my brain is always going. I'm always thinking about things that we could prep. And, we also were scrapbookers before this.
Yes, I kind of missed that. But
my daughter was a drill team, and I don't know any of y'all, she had to make like this fancy book. Yeah. And we learned how to use the Cricut, and I kind of fell in love with it. I threatened Rayanne that she's going to have to learn how to do as many cutouts as me because I do the majority of them. Yeah. And that's another thing that I've got to get really serious about prepping, not just from a time standpoint, but my hand needs to, but I love HTV, but weeding glitter cardstock can really make your hand tired. I don't know if any of y'all have experienced that. But I'm trying this year. I'm using that little photo book that I talked about. It was a game changer last year. During our 2 crazy seasons. I think I jumped up and down when I would find one in the book, and I knew I didn't have to make 3 or 4 cuts. So I probably will do a video specific on that. I know I went through it really quick in that HTV, but let me know if you want to see that, if you want to see more close up of how I do that and use it on my Cricut Joy.
And just know that, this is a progression. Every season you go through, you're going to be like, I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to do it like this. And like our first season, we did a lot of preparation, making him, I made the braids, and then, we would bring him, and then she was doing the cutouts. And I can remember that first season, the frustration of, oh my gosh, this isn't working. Cricut didn't cut it right. And, Cricut mats getting thrown. And, but that's just our first season.
I want to show them something that reminds me. I want to show them something I keep in my craft room so that it kind of goes with what she said. Oh. So it has hot glue guns in it now, but I actually keep this in my craft room as a reminder to how far we've come because this was in my office when it wasn't my craft room. And this was what my homecoming ribbon was in. This was it. So just know, I think it's really hard. We call, we say that we're enablers with each other, but you're going to build your inventory, but don't build it too fast. You definitely want to reinvest in, and we really, I think that first season we reinvested everything. We reinvested everything back.
Yeah. My husband was kind of like, wait, you didn't make anything off that season? I'm like, well, no, we have to put it back into the business. So it was a lot. It was,
Yeah. Trish, I will do some more videos as I'm prepping cutouts on how I prep it and what I'm doing to kind of, I'm trying to prep and then use that very top layer to add the colors in that I need, and only doing those colors because then it's cut it once and not have to put it through the heat press 3 times saves a lot. So I will definitely do that. I don't want this live to get too long because I could go really geeky on you and probably talk to you forever about the ideas in my head for saving time on cutouts. But yes, I will definitely do some of that. So, oh, you do Boswell. We did a Boswell. Actually, we did it. It was a Boswell / Decatur mime. And because Decatur's the same color, but they're silver and Boswell is gold. And we combined those together.
Boswell?
Yes. It was 3 seasons ago. One of the things too is with my I'm very ADD, but also am very photographic memory.
and I don't have that.
And I bring all the orders in and I put them in, and Rayanne just does her magic and makes them look beautiful. But I can remember almost every month that we did, and it drives her crazy. So, yes, I will go geeky on you, but again, we'll go geeky in a separate, maybe would y'all like to do a live, just like maybe do some lives specific to cutouts and maybe some lives specific to some other things? Somebody asked about how the heart backer, and Rayanne has a great way that she started doing last year to make it look like a true heart. So we'll do a video I don't know if you can like a live, or say yes, you'd like that or whatever that is, but let us know if you'd want to see a video just on walking through a heart backer. So, and she also has a great way to actually attach you saw it on TikTok.
Yeah, I saw it somewhere on TikTok. So it's not my idea. Most everything with mom making, it's not my idea. I saw somebody else do it. And of course, because of my memory, I can't remember who it was. And so I can't give them credit, but somebody out there, great idea for hearts.
But she has I'll tell you, in fact, maybe we'll put that on the top of our list, because last season we just had some things going on personally, and I had to put some triples together on my own, and normally I would be really scared to do that, but with her little method, it was good for me, because now I'm confident now I can do it. So we'll put that first one on the list. So yeah, it is nice when all your schools are close. We're very lucky in that within our vicinity, and that's why it's funny. My uncle actually watches our YouTube, but he asked me, he was like, "Why would you start a YouTube channel to teach people to compete with you?" And I said, "Well, they're really not competing. There's 3,000 kids. I mean, every school's different, but we have so many, like." We're turning away business, and we learned from other people. And I know when we joined Mums Inc., we were overwhelmed because everybody was just so open and sharing. Like, it was open to share, and people share on YouTube, people share on TikTok. And I just think it's great. And I don't think there's any competition, and I will learn from you guys as much as you'll learn from me, hopefully. So, yes, Minnie, we'll definitely do the heart one.
Yes.
So,
yes. And it works for quads too. So, because I know the quads works for the Texas too. Prepped on the Texas.
Yeah. Somebody gave me a good tip. I can't remember who it was, but they said when you're doing like your custom Texas or like your really big hearts, to not make your skirt, any wider, like make it the standard as what your quad is, so that then you're not making skirts. Do you have one of our little skirts? Yeah. So actually this is the Texas. So we make all of our skirts on this. I have these pre-cut based on the length of, we have one for a single 7.5, one for a 9.5, one for all of that. And then this one is our Texas one. And so all of our skirt ribbon, all of our braids, everything goes on this. And then we attach it to the backer. So we really only use a front backer. This goes on attached to that backer. And then we put one backer out to kind of finish it off.
And we didn't start like that.
No, we did not. We did not. We started with the circle and trying to figure out how to put it in. And then we even learned this year, and I think a lot of people must do this, and we never did it, now you do for the big ones, but for like a single, assemble that mum before you put the flower on there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because then, yeah.
Yeah. And so we didn't learn that till this year, and it's kind of been a game changer. So.
Yeah, it's just because there's so much information of little things people do to make it easier for them. And it's that's genius for me. That would work, so it's take, give, share that information.
Yeah, I think I have a skirt. Somebody asked about the skirt strip.
Oh, okay.
So here's a skirt. So this is what the skirt's going to look like. And we make all of our mums standing up. We lay them down to assemble, and we use our costumer for that. But and then we'll put like 3 strips of honeycomb on the back of this one, and we do it with the honeycomb where it kind of curves in, and it really is only just to kind of so that when the girls walk, it stays right.
Stays and swishes. There's another mum maker out there that shared that tip, and we were like, "Ooh, we like that." It makes because it gives the swish sound like of all the ribbon that's there, and we were like, "That's really cool." So again, somebody with a great idea, and just sharing it is huge for everyone else too. So
yeah, I think that's something we added is over the past 2 years we've added more to our skirt ribbon, and she's right, it's the sound they really hear. So we put 2 layers of number 40. 2 layers of number 16, and then we put our number 9s in like groupings of 3 and put them all the way across. And then Trish, you'd asked about imprint ribbon. We do put imprint ribbon in our skirts, but we're really specific. Like a deluxe gets a certain amount, a Supreme gets a certain amount. They get more as they go on. And we do buy school specific ribbon. We buy most of it from Craftworks Ribbon. They probably have the best selection, but L&M has some good ones too. But if you're going to do that, I would use the search feature. I figured that out on her website. She had some things I didn't know were there, and we don't do them for all of our schools. If we do probably 30 mums for a school, then we'll invest in a roll of imprint ribbon.
Are we recording it?
I think so. I hope so, Trish. Is there something we have to do special? I think so. I think it'll give us the option. If not, we'll figure that out before the next one. But yes, we do plan on leaving this live as long as we haven't messed it up.
Yeah.
So, I think we said probably about 8:30 because my family is probably wondering where I am. It sounds like you guys want Rayanne to do her triple heartbacker. Is there she's working on the pinwheel braid. Is there any other braids you'd like to see before we go? Or anything else you'd like to know? Besides if we can watch it later.
The layering of skirt, a lady, Denise May, she gave us that idea, and we're like, wow. Because we were kind of sparse with our backer ribbons, and so it was or on our skirt ribbons, and putting all those ribbons there, it does make a huge difference, and just the sound of it, the feel of it. So
and going back to the senior, I will say I think we put 3 layers of 40 and 3 layers of 16 because it's all white. I'm actually really excited about the silver gray because we can add a little bit of silver gray in there too. So if not, then I think we'll just do whatever braid I want you to teach me how to do. I'm still learning how to do the love braid, so maybe we can also add that as well. But we appreciate everybody coming on and supporting our channel.
Yes, thank you.
It's been fun, and you will see Rayanne now probably through the summer, and then she'll go back to school a little bit. Our videos will probably slow down a little bit during the season, but maybe we can do some lives. But we'll be working on some prep videos for you guys. So
definitely.
I think that's it. We will see if it's recorded and if it's here.
Yeah.
And we'll try to do a couple more of these coming up, but definitely make sure you check out Amy's channel. She's AP Designs, and I do love that little 3-part that Angela created. The little where you can pull the jigs apart and you can do the flower power and the other one. We already have all the individual jigs, or we would do that, but I'm loving seeing everything that you're coming up with it. So, and Christy, let me know if you can't find those Creative Fabrica fonts or the Cricut Access ones. Just send me a message and I'll see if I can get those figured out. I think that's all for now. All right.
Thanks, ladies.
Thanks, ladies.
Gentlemen.
Yes. All the way from Illinois. You guys have a great night.
Bye.